Hey, Rob. I found this. Hopefully we don't get cut off for this too. Somebody uploaded an interview from '91 of Nirvana that hasn't been uploaded anywhere else, and it's over an hour, almost an hour. It was uploaded 2 days ago, so I think we're gonna go over that. I'm interested in watching that. Hey, Elizabeth. Sorry for cutting your message off so quickly. I'm so sorry. This was uploaded 2 days ago. Kurt Cobain interview from Nirvana from November 21st. Holy crap, I need a coffee. 1991. Almost an hour long, and it was uploaded 2 days ago. So here we go. Okay, good, good.
Well, okay, I don't have much to say about it.
Just one question.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I know you must be tired.
Well, at least you're aware of that. That's nice to know. Most people don't care. Or don't even think of that.
We saw you also in Belgium in August. No, you pick up You remember?
You saw us where?
In Pick in Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
You were playing the first in 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
The breakfast show.
Yeah, and we missed the start of the show because we were parking. And we heard the music and we were all live.
I've heard stories very similar to that from a lot of people. Like they camped out the night before, and then they took the wrong turn, and it cost them like an hour's worth of walking to get to the show, and then by then they were done playing.
So we missed the half part of the show. Can we take a few pictures during the interview for the fanzine?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Few months before the LP were out, we know that the LP was going to be quite amazing because we have 2 or 3 bootleg catalogs.
Right.
One was called the Triple Platinum EP.
What?
The Triple Platinum EP.
What are you saying?
It's EP for 3 songs of the LP. Nevermind was recorded.
Yeah, they're there. For some reason, it's not playing on the screen because I'm watching too. So.
The title.
So you're saying that there's a bootleg EP?
Before
Oh no, the screen. They're there. Can you see them? It's like it has a dark black thing around it.
Wow.
I guess
Yeah, hopefully it gets better. I was gonna skip it, but I didn't think so.
it's innovation. And the title was not what it means.
Right.
But we are really amazed to see
Let's see if it gets better.
that
Carry on what we've been doing for the last 2 years. There's been a long time since we put out an album. We were aware of the anticipation of the album because every time we played, it seemed as if our audience was getting bigger. But I had no idea it'd go platinum. And it's twice as surprising to us because there was no really collective promotional schemes or anything like that. Like Geffen didn't decide to put a whole bunch of money in promotion and really push it. There were no billboards or a lot of ads. Yeah, it was very organic.
Okay. Which is the main thing that made you think famous? Don't you think that media had a big place in your success?
I think that the fact that we're on a major label See, AOR commercial radio stations in America will only play bands that are on major labels. So I know that just for the fact that we were on a major label had a lot to do with it. But also, I'm pretty convinced that the programmers, the people responsible for playing, making up the lists of what they like to play on the radio are sincerely into it. I think they really like it as fans. So it just burned like wildfire, all across the states.
And what is your attitude in front of your success? Which kind of band do you want to become in the future?
What kind of band?
Don't you want to become? I mean, yeah, do you want to become? Maybe you can.
No, I don't think there's any threat of us becoming anything we wouldn't want to be. I think we're in control of ourselves enough to where there's not much of a threat of that, We definitely will not become a Poison or Guns N' Roses or anything like that. I mean, it's really easy to destroy a career if you don't like it anymore, I mean, we can simply just break up. We'd still play music together because we're good friends and we like to write songs. But hopefully we have enough common sense or intuition to know when we stop writing good songs, A lot of bands don't realize that. They just keep milking it for years and years.
All it is expression.
The thought of playing in front of a lot of people, we've been told that when we go back to the States and we start playing again, we'll be playing in front of 10 to 20,000 people on the average show. And that's obviously kind of impersonal when there are people way back there. You can't even see their faces. But I don't know. We had a really good time playing at Reading, and we've played a few larger places, and it isn't that impersonal as long as you still feel the spirit of everyone, and you can tell that everyone really likes it. But if it gets too big, we'll just simply break up. If it starts becoming a job, we can always do something else. Just break up, write different songs, different name.
You don't have to.
Since you developed a reputation of messing up everything,
We do a couple singles, stuff like that.
everything. I'm used before that it was because of boredom.
Club.
Yeah.
But I think what you think is because it's aware of the spirit that nothing really changes.
A lot of that stuff I don't really care.
Nothing ever changes. Well, a lot of things have changed for us in the past few months.
But
It was just, it was just really overwhelming for us to realize that this many people would like us. And that was never the goal in the first place. We just wanted to make sure that we had really good distribution. People could find our records because we were tired of kids coming up to us at shows and saying, "We can't find your record anywhere," And we hardly ever had any interviews in the States. We've had like maybe 10, if that, little fanzines, and that's it. Which is better. I prefer fanzines. But it's better than the heavy metal glossy magazines that we're doing now. But it's just, we were going through a really weird period about 2 months ago on an American tour. I was getting really frustrated with it because all of a sudden I was totally consumed with people trying to, asking me for autographs, and people would walk by. I'd be walking by in a shop or something, and they would stop in their tracks and go, "Ah!" I've learned to deal with it within the past few weeks. It's been a really nice, almost a vacation coming over to Europe because people don't have that kind of a mentality for the most part. We're still asked for autographs a lot, but not as much as in the States. So it's brought us down to earth again. We've been able to relax for the last few weeks. But for a while, we were really frustrated, and so the only way for me to react towards this was to get really drunk every night and fucked up and just like break my equipment and be really abusive to the audience in hopes of like weeding some of the dorks out, and hope they don't come back. And I don't know if it had a good enough effect on anybody or not. But then again, the stories that you've heard have probably been mainly out of the English press, and everyone knows that the English press is nothing but big sensationalist garbage rags. They're just like tabloid. They like to exaggerate. Huh?
They're fond of
Yeah.
Next thing you know, there's this organization happening, and
Could I get a jump start from your cigarette? Yeah, right.
What is most vulnerable thing in your own person that make you lose all your strength? Something when you fail. Probably like a baby or something.
Well, when I think a good example is like just a few weeks ago when I was in the States, and I was really frustrated, and I was feeling guilty because we were being accused of selling out, and there was just so much conflict going on between us and some of the people in the audience, the more harsher people, just maybe kind of freak out, and lose myself and forget, what I was trying to do in the first place. And I just felt almost like a classic case of Catholic guilt,
But do you have something all the time vulnerable in your own people? I mean, all the time, if there's some different situation, each time you have something vulnerable in your own people, not only for this example, I mean, you have something till you're a child.
Oh, sure.
Like a feeling, I don't know.
I'm constantly confused. I'm just as confused as anybody, if not more. Everyone deals with themselves in different ways, and everyone feels insecure at times and depressed, and sure, it happens to me all the time, just like anybody. I can't think of like exact reasons, because that's why people feel really vulnerable and confused, because they can't understand why they're feeling that way. So it takes me a while to figure it out. But I have enough friends and a pretty good relationship with my family to where I don't ever feel completely lost. Like everyone hates me.
You never feel completely lost, wonder?
Well, not to where I'm gonna like commit suicide or like run away or anything. I feel I have enough support and from friends and family to where I, at least when I'm not stable, I'm not way down low and feeling like death.
And do you think the fact that you have support from your family and your friends makes you improve in your lyrics? Because I think they are far more improving in the new LP.
Yeah, I imagine it has. Yeah, because a few years ago I was a lot more frustrated. Obviously, it comes out in the songs a lot more and in the lyrics, because there wasn't much appreciation for what we were doing at the time. And it's not like we were ever really searching for success. It's just appreciation from just some people saying that we like what you're doing and you affect us in a way. So within the last couple of years, I've been able to throw in a lot more happier and different types of emotion other than just anger and aggression all the time.
That's what make me think your lyrics never mind.
Yeah.
I think they are quite good and quite unusual bands, as this type of band who often are about anger, energy, frustration, but in they express it in a straight way.
Yeah. Well, it was almost, it wasn't as, I don't think the lyrics on this album were as subconscious as the Bleach album. I really wanted to make a happier record this time. I wanted to just have a different mood, and I'd like to do that with every album. Maybe the next one will be ridiculously happy and cheesy, and stupid. But or maybe it'll be totally way more mean and pissed off than the first. We just like to change with every album. I think this one kind of balances in between the two pretty well.
Yeah. What do you think? What is for you a very nice song? I mean, when do you feel really happy about a song?
When it's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's so rare. It's so rare that I sometimes make more out of it than it really is. Like when I hear these songs, I get overly happy, I get really happy and almost cry sometimes when I hear a really good song, because it doesn't happen very much anymore.
Which song you think about?
What?
Which song you think about?
Which what do I think about?
Which song you think about?
Oh, the Pixies song?
Pixies on another band?
Oh, there are a lot of Pixies songs that affect me like that. I really like the Pixies a lot. And I like the Breeders a lot too. You heard the Breeders? Yeah. Really good music. But there are a lot of other bands that I like too, that make me, they put me in that same kind of happy state of mind,
Have you heard the new LP about Teenage Fan Club?
Oh yeah.
I
love it.
Kind of songs really makes feel great.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, we're lucky enough to have heard that. We've heard that album for about 6 months now because we're on the same label as them, and so we had an advanced copy of it. We've been listening to it for months, and we really love it.
Because I met them 3 hours ago because they are in Paris for ask for you in promotion for their help. And they told me that they know you, they like.
Yeah, we want to go on tour with them. Teenage Fan Club.
Teenage Fan Club.
When were they here?
In Paris.
Just now.
Yeah.
Where?
I give them
Tonight?
the address of
Where?
They're here tonight?
Yeah. I give them the address of your hotel. Maybe
Oh, they better show up. Are they playing a show tonight?
No.
Baby?
Yeah.
Let's tear it up.
All right. Yeah, we want to go on tour with them in the States next time we go on tour. Be great.
So I give her.
You know which hotel they're at? Sorry about this.
Fine.
I think they are going back to England tonight, maybe. Because they arrived yesterday, and they are on their way all day long for promotion. And I don't know if they sleep here
Who
tonight.
did their promotion? Who did their promotion? Was it
Virgin.
Virgin?
But I give them the advice, so maybe they would come out. Yeah.
I'd like to see those guys.
It's enormous again.
Do you have a light? Do you have a light?
Yeah, I do.
I want to know where they are too.
It's not matches anymore.
You don't know what hotel they're at, though.
No, they were today on an hotel in the
Oh, thank you for the CD.
in Paris, but
Oh, you finally got one?
Yeah, I got the letter. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand all the words. I was a little bit lost with it.
I don't know where
Yeah, we wrote that
I'm going.
just like in 5 minutes. We were drunk one night.
And you were happy from this video?
Yeah, it turned out all right.
Yeah, because I heard some people that were saying that we're not happy of this from this video. It's not very nice.
Well, I've known Norman, the singer.
Well, it just didn't.
And you were happy from this video?
Yeah, it turned out all right.
Yeah, because I heard some people that were saying that we're not happy of this from this video. It's not very nice.
Well, I've known Norman, the singer.
Well, it just didn't turn out exactly how we wanted it to. We weren't allowed any time to edit it ourselves because there was such a demand for it to be out right away. MTV wanted to play it so fast that we were on tour at the time, and so the people who filmed the video edited it for us, and it turned out really bad. And so I had to fly down to LA at the last minute and work for 12 hours and trying to take out parts that I didn't like. And that's basically all I was able to do, is just take out parts. I couldn't add anything because there wasn't enough time. So next time we do a video, we're going to have full control over editing it, and just, if it takes a year to put out, we'll wait that long.
But it was a nice time. For me, it was a very nice time.
Oh, it was a fun day.
Yeah,
I really liked
I
doing
love
it.
it. That's nice.
Did you see yourself in the video at all?
No.
You can't see
No,
it?
no. Because in France, we don't have any nice video. It's just some commercial stuff.
Oh, so they don't play it here?
But we were very surprised that you're not going to play in Paris on another part in
I know,
France.
I'm surprised
We
too.
are very deceived. I don't know the word exactly, but we feel very bad because I know a lot of people who waited for you very, very strong, and they wanted to see you till a really long time.
I know.
It
I
was
can't.
horrible for them. And we were all waiting for your band, and because I know that not all people they weren't able to come in rain. It's not pretty easy
Right.
to come for them.
How far away is Rennes?
It's not the trouble exactly. It's because sometimes we are students, so we can come.
Right.
But it's 500
Kilometers. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Yeah, it's pretty far. We can.
It's 4 hours from Paris.
Jesus.
240 kilometers.
That's still a long ways away to be playing. I don't know. I was surprised when the itinerary, when I finally looked at the itinerary, the tour was set up. And
I couldn't understand why. Just only one gig in rain.
well, we're gonna have to come back here
Yeah,
really
we hope to
soon.
see you again.
Yeah, we'll come back within a few months, hopefully.
Get your tickets sent.
Hey, I'm right here. I've just been listening. It's really, I've been like almost ready to pass out. Sorry, I haven't been reading. Right here, it's 7:23 a.m. I've stayed up all night again. If I were doing this during the day, it'd be so much better I'd be so much better in responding. I need to get something, coffee or something. Gosh. And I've been smoking so much weed.
Sure.
Je peux poser une question sur la Belgique, sur le producteur.
No.
How did you want to Dutch Fig to produce the LP? Because we know him only for the Smashing Pumpkin LP, which we quite like. And how did you meet him?
We met him about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, and we attempted to record our next record with him.
Right. Aren't you in Australia as well? So yeah, I stay up so late every night, like always doing this, and sleep until like 2 in the afternoon or longer.
And that's where all the bootlegs came from. He produced all those too. And it turned out really well, and we liked working with him, so we decided to do it again.
And where did the idea of the cover of Nevermind come from? The baby and the beyond.
Yeah, I was sitting around one day watching a documentary on babies being born underwater, and I thought that was a neat image. So I asked the art department at Geffen to come up with a picture of a baby, and they did. And I thought a dollar bill and a hook would be all right to put in front of it.
Local TV shows.
And which country, not in the USA, I mean, in which country do you want to live maybe one day? Not the USA, maybe if you have a dream to live in another country or to leave the USA one day, or you want to stay?
I don't think I want to stay in the United States. I don't know, I like Ireland a lot, and I really like Italy.
Because of the landscapes?
Oh yeah, everything about it is just beautiful there. I like Scotland a lot. I like Italy. I haven't had the chance to even check out Paris, France at all. We played the last time we played here. We got to the venue at nighttime, and so we were only there to play the show, and then we left the next morning, so I didn't get to see anything. But a lot of places I like.
Yeah. And are you afraid of loneliness?
I don't think I will. I have enough friends, but
Nice. Oh yeah. Yes, they did, I believe. Yeah, they did. So did Who Killed Kurt with Jason and Matthew and Chris Todd and Lisa and Michelle. And anyone else that works with Who Killed Kurt. I almost had to sign that too, but I got out of that loop, and I'm not even talking with Chris Todd anymore. He's like, give me all the Danny videos, and then I'll give you the Joe material I have. And then I got it ready for him, and he's like, I have to listen and see it first, and then I'll send you the Joe stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no. That seems really odd and off, so I didn't do it, and I blocked him.
Afraid of this sometimes?
No, not in small doses. There are plenty of times during the day or even like a whole week I'd just love to be by myself, and I usually...
Yeah, Michelle has even admitted that to us in the group. I was in the Facebook Messenger group with them in the beginning. So it's the NDA with WKK is between WKK members that are really working like up close with WKK, a part of it, like Lisa or Rachel. And the rest of the people in that NDA are Chris Todd. His name is actually Todd Guzzi. Michelle Wilkins, that's not even her actual name. And then you have Jason Jensen and Matthew Ricker in it. I don't know what the NDA is for. I think just not to share information to the public. I have really no clue. I'm going to have to ask Matthew Ricker about it more. I'll do that later. Well, he's usually on this time in the morning. If anyone else does, you can ask him. An NDA between WKK, Michelle and Lisa, and Chris Todd, and himself, and Jason.
I can usually do it too. Just go away.
And another patient?
And just so you know, that's why they all still communicate to each other, but they're not able to really speak about it. Yeah, if you share information, you get sued. Yeah. I mean, Chris Todd called me on a video chat, and then as soon as we were hanging up, and he told me not to record him, so I didn't. But someone was on the other line, and it was Michelle's voice at the very end, and she's like, "Hey, Zach," as soon as Chris Todd was hanging up. And then I emailed Chris Todd saying, "Well, you guys fucked up by doing that." And he said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "I heard Michelle clearly at the end of our phone call when you thought I was like hanging up." And he just denied it flat out. But they're all under NDA, so they are communicating with each other. They just have to deny it. That's Jason, Jensen, Matt. He might not even admit it to anyone else, but it's Jason, Jensen. Matthew has admitted it to me. Michelle has admitted it to us in our group when I was in the Facebook Messenger group of Who Killed Kurt, the admin chat. So it's Michelle, Lisa, possibly Rachel, Jason Jensen, Matthew Ricker, Chris Todd. Todd Guzzi is his real name, apparently. They're all still friends and talking to each other and working together, but they're under an NDA as well, just like how Courtney is with Chris and Dave. I think it was Michelle that typed up the NDA for everybody.
Not the music, but besides music, you have another passion about, I don't know, drawing or painting or
Oh, sure.
something very important, yeah?
Yeah, I do all that stuff. I paint and draw and write poetry and write thoughts and stuff like that. All that bohemian art stuff.
You say that you went.
And then there's people that know this and they want to take advantage of it and do work with them and just keep it private and make a good life for themselves. And it's really a shame.
Poetry, that's why.
Yeah, she's lying about her last name. Apparently, Michelle's name is Michelle, but her last name is not Wilkins. We don't know what her actual last name is.
No, I write poetry.
You write.
Yeah.
Which kind of authors do you like in literature or poetry?
I really don't like hardly any poets that I've ever read. I really don't. Yeah. I like Burroughs.
But this is the thing. Michelle has also went by a different name with Beauty Nuke. She went by Nicole as well. So she has a known history of faking her first name too.
Reading the right one?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
No. I've been writing poetry since I was in like junior high school, but I've always kept myself away from being too influenced from other people's poetry, so I haven't really looked into it too much. You know, I mean, there are a few that I like Burroughs and Bukowski, and how do you pronounce his name? Baudelaire. Whatever.
When you were young, did you think a lot about playing music in
Oh,
the
yeah.
future, or was it?
Yeah, that was really weird because Chris told me not to record our conversation, so I didn't. He's like, if you do that and I find out, we're done. And then I didn't. And as soon as we were hanging up, Michelle's voice was on the other line on Chris's side on like his phone. And she said really quickly, "Hey, Zach." And he looked shocked. He looked like pissed off when she did that. He kind of looked like a ghost in that moment. And then he denied that actually even happened after I emailed him about it. He's like, are you doing okay? Like, are you trying to make it out like I was just seeing or hearing things? What an asshole, though. He told me not to record for a fucking reason. I wish I had recorded that. But he literally told me before the conversation started not to record him, and if I did, he would just drop me flat out like that. And so I didn't want to lose him as a connection back then. they've literally made over like probably 100K by now. And not just with the Kurt thing, but the beauty nuke. Like all together, putting it all together. I thought it was illegal too. That's the Joseph Burns Hot Topic podcast, Josef Burns. I wish I had recorded that, but now I see why he didn't want me recording, like, because if I probably found out anything in the future and stuff like that happening makes me put it all together. And I absolutely believe in, like, it was Monday, April 4th, 2:32 a.m., but because Chris put it in his book that it was Sunday, we got to stick with that so we don't embarrass him, I guess. I think, well, obviously the truth matters a lot more. They burned Joe like crazy with his testimony, with what he actually said and didn't say, and with money-wise. And they did the same thing with Kurt Cobain's uncle, Gary Cobain, of course, and with Alana Moody, of course, as well. $20K for the autopsy, and they just went there and took a photo, sneaked the photo, some photos of it, when Gary was out making some coffee in his kitchen. And they've stolen from so many other people, literally, like, I think hundreds of people, if not 100 something. Yeah, because Sunday night in the AM, Mark Lanigan's song that I put together with that, with the Unsolved Mysteries tips and everything, all the connections as well. Sunday night in the AM is like kind of like it's kind of being a little cryptic like he was in his book. So Sunday night in the AM means going into Monday morning. It makes sense that the coroner was just a day off of when Kurt actually did die. And then that day is the same day that Courtney calls the missing person report in, April 4th, Monday. Yeah, absolutely it does. But now Chris wants people to stick to Sunday, April 3rd, because he put it in his book. You should just do a revised version, not keep it the same and just keep saying it's the same, even though there's more that points to the fact that it's Monday, actually. Who got in touch with Joe initially? Apparently it was Eric Blanc. But then Eric talked to Matthew, and then Matthew talked to Chris Todd, and then we got Who Killed Kurt and everything else. Chris Todd comes from the same type of media thing, like same type of I don't know, Disney and everything. He worked with Disney, the entertainment industry, Courtney's industry. I wish Matthew didn't tell Chris Todd, and then Who Killed Kurt wouldn't have got involved and all that crap. But at least people are feeling special messaging people. They don't realize there's actually really bad things happening. I guess they can't really grasp grasp it. It sucks. There could be good work that was done for Kurt, even with the eyewitnesses, but no one really wants to do that with me. They don't want to go over the Danny material with me, even when they say they do, and then I message back and they don't message. And help on the podcast either with Joe, so we can get on to the one with Joe and hopefully include Harvey in it. People are just too busy messaging people, wanting to bully people and pick on people and fight for their own fame, not for, what we actually have to fucking do to help Kurt Cobain right now, despite all the fucking bullshit and distractions from Who Killed Kurt and all the other people, from the fucking drama that came from Matthew telling Chris Todd, and then Chris Todd telling other people and getting people like Who Killed Kurt fucking involved in all this drama, and all these other YouTube channels now focusing on that. Fuck, focus on the eyewitnesses. And I have these Danny tapes, and there's a lot more than 7 hours. That was what I estimated at the time, and I still went with it. But the things I have, despite those videos that were counted with like 7 hours, they're phone calls, audio calls with Kat and me and Danny. Those are nothing for the case. But now they want, and I don't want to give them because they want to frame them. They want to frame anything that's said by Danny and even Kat as being like responsible for what happened to Kurt Cobain, and it's just false. So why would, no. He wanted to give me everything, and he would listen to it and watch it all. He'd watch everything I have recorded, listen to everything I have recorded, and then he would send me what he has with Joe. And I'm like, nope, not going to work. Yeah, or the terrible judger of character, or they're not a good person if they keep working with them. You know what I would say to them, though? Like, you don't need my stuff with Danny, the tapes and everything, and the audio recordings I have, or the messages. You don't need them. You guys make stuff up all the time. Just make up some new stuff. You don't need what I have. Just make something up at the top of your head. You do it all the time. Maybe they justify how they themselves scamming people. Like Courtney was able to scam people, so we can too. And she got a lot more money, so we're not really getting much money, so we're better still. I don't know. That would be great. And beyond this Kurt Cobain case, I have my own petition for something I really went through that's horrible. And I have a real legitimate reason as to why I want justice for so much. And it includes Kurt Cobain even before what happened to me, with what my petition is about. Yeah, and Matthew has met with Courtney Love many times in person and spoken with her over the phone many times. And he's admitted that to me. And I told Will Seagram that, and then he goes to confront Matthew about it, and Matthew denies it. But Matthew also admitted it to Eric Blanc and to Kyle Parker. He's had many, this is what Matthew told me over the phone. He had many conversations over the phone with Courtney Love, but eventually he just stopped answering, and she gave up and stopped calling him, apparently, over time. Matthew Ricker is the author of one of the books about Kurt Cobain's murder. I think it's the assassination of Kurt Cobain. Well, that good. Seems like that's what they're doing. Yeah, with Chris Todd. So it's an NDA. It's like a circle group under an NDA. Chris Todd, Jason Jensen, Matthew Ricker, Michelle Wilkins, Lisa Francie, and I think Joe might be in there too. But did you get that? So Matthew met with Courtney in a restaurant. They had dinner. They spoke. She actually walked in to where he worked too, and they had a conversation. He's spoken about that with me, Eric, and Kyle. And Courtney kept calling him at home. And eventually he just ignored her phone calls, and she stopped calling Matthew Ricker. That's totally how Courtney would be, isn't it? But people want to feel great and special messaging people that wrote books. They don't care about the fact that those people possibly come from Courtney Love, allegedly, hypothetically, theoretically speaking. I know I'm doing better than them, and I'm the actual one with borderline personality disorder, which is why my channel is named Life of a Borderline. Yeah, and the fact that, you say anything about this to them, they can't even say anything about it. They have to deny it. They're under a non-disclosure agreement. Get people to focus on them. Don't focus on the eyewitnesses. And if you do, let's try kind of change up what they say. Let's alter it so you don't really understand. Be a happy, popular YouTuber or just person on Messenger that feels great about messaging those people. But there was work here to do with the eyewitnesses. And I had the fucking material. And more people should have fucking helped me and helped them. Because they deserved that attention. Kurt deserved the actual justice. Michelle did not deserve all that attention. Kurt Cobain is the one who did. We know who killed Kurt. That was Mark Lanigan with Dylan Carlson and some other individuals. Yeah, it's literally a God complex over the case. It's more noticeable with Chris Todd, absolutely. Even with other cases that Chris likes or that Jason likes, like the Delphi murders and all, or the Natalie Wood stuff or Kim Porter. They literally this time or whatever. This is my thing that's going to get me really fucking known and out there. This is going to set off my career. But Chris Todd is more in the open about that. But if all these people are going to stay on that NDA, even though they're Maybe they all hate each other because they're all the same type of people and nobody likes a person like that. Probably. 7:49 my time. I know, they're still even. Chris Todd messaged me recently saying, "You have no clue what I can do with the dark arts when I start pulling in spirits." That's from a guy that works with Disney. Well, if that's true, Chris, try to understand lucid dreaming, because that's the basics of what you need to know if you're going to do that stuff. Don't look at people like they're crazy for speaking about it. If you want to intimidate me with spirituality, you're going to have to first convince me, now I think you were lying about it and being mysterious. You knew about the occult and I wasn't supposed to realize that, but now I realize it once we're kind of like against each other. I'm scared. Fuck you. My YouTube channel was even about lucid dreaming way before I even knew about you. Anyone can see you're an asshole. There's many videos that have hundreds of thousands of views about Chris Todd being exposed for the con artist he is. If you're really good at the dark arts, those videos shouldn't be there. It looks pretty ridiculous. I mean, whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to get other people to believe, okay, but it's not really about that. It's about what you're doing and what you're not doing that you say you're doing. He doesn't, yeah, he's ridiculous. These Hollywood people try to push people around and scare them too with what they understand and what they think and all that. It's so obvious, and I know that now because of a previous case I worked on, the Isaac Cappy case. It was the same crap. And they'll even threaten you physically and everything too, just to try to really scare you. But it doesn't work on me anymore. Here, just a sec, I'll find it. One second. Right here. Look. Just a second. All right. Look. Read that. Can you read? Oh, just a sec. Can you read that part? Right there? Are you able to see that? Tell me when I can put it down. Yeah. Trying to intimidate me with spirituality. That can only come back on him in bad karma, though. So this guy from Disney is literally trying to like threaten me spiritually with spirituality, trying to scare me with it. But then he'll play dumb and act like I'm totally crazy. And if I bring up lucid dreaming, he'll act like I'm just crazy. Why does he say something like that in an email to me? He looks crazy there. Thank you, Mads. Harvey and Joe and me. Really. And El Duche. But unfortunately, okay, awesome. Will you guys still be here if I head out for like 5 minutes just to buy a coffee and come back? I'll keep it on. All right, awesome. All right, I'll be right back in like 5, if not the most 7 minutes. And okay, awesome. We'll get more into talking about Chris Todd. He likes to threaten people with lawyers right away if you talk about him, but I mean, even Kim Porter's family have sued him, right? For putting out a false book about their daughter, saying it was her personal diary when it indeed wasn't. She didn't even write anything in it. All right, awesome. Maybe, let's see. I can put on some of Mark Lanigan's book in the meanwhile, so it's not just the noise. Yeah, right here.
It's called European Funhouse. I'm waiting in the freezing rain at an uncovered bus stop after a show in Sheffield, England. The moment I left the stage, I walked out the back door of the club, down the long, dark alleyway, and around the corner to this cold and empty spot.
Oh, really? What did you find on John Hicks? I'll be right back, but I only found one photo of him from 1993.
I was dope sick. I was cold and wet. I had tried to scare up some heroin between sound check and show, but had come away from my search with no joy. The band had no show the next day, yet Wilkins had refused to drop me off in London en route to the next city we were playing in because it was inconveniently out of the way. So I'd stayed behind while they rolled on. I had to fix sooner than that, or else it was going to be disaster. We were scheduled to be in Europe and the UK for almost another month, and things were looking grim for my prospects of staying well. I had already run out of my meager supply of methadone, and there were still many more shows to be played. Wilkins was long over me. I had routinely woken him up, as well as Josh Homme once, and even Lee Connor, at all hours of the night and early morning to hit him up for cash. A cash advance in order to stay well. The last time I'd done it, he told me, "This is it, buddy. The last time. You've reached your limit."
Just a sec. Yeah, John Hicks, he's still alive somewhere, but he's just, he's hard to find. We don't even know what he looks like now. I tried looking on Facebook at so many accounts, but I could find no one that looks kind of like him from the photo that I have, well, that we've seen of him from 93. Right,
Wake me up again. You're going to be sorry. I believed him.
something with CP. What is that? Yeah, I've seen someone said he was posting on here, on there, from here to there, here and there. I mean, but I didn't see any comments by John Hicks on that Facebook group. I went through all the photos as well.
Kevin was a good guy, but tough. After years of tour managing Alice in Chains, getting them out of jams, and shepherding their crew all over the world, he was tired. The last thing he wanted to deal with was yet another junkie, especially one in the aggravating habit of knocking on his door in the middle of the night. As they stood there in the rain, the young couple huddling together beneath an umbrella walked up. They had seen the show and wanted to talk. Hey, Mark, just wanted to tell you how beautiful the show was. We love your music. What are you doing out here? I'm trying to get a bus to Heathrow. But hey, can I ask you guys a sensitive question? Where can a guy get some brown around here this time of night? Brown? Do you mean heroin? The girl gasped. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They quickly found a reason to flee. My desperation to obtain relief so great that with zero care about what it looked like, what I looked like, I had taken to asking innocent young concert goers where I could score. It was time these kids grew the fuck up anyway, got with the motherfucking program and faced the cold, hard reality of life. I had done my last tiny hit at 7:30 that morning, and it was now 10:30 at night. 4 days earlier in Manchester, I had been welcomed into the council flat home of a dealer I'd met on the street. He was overly generous, excited to have an American rock singer in the house. It was exactly 3 weeks and 1 day until my 32nd birthday, but I looked at least 10 years older, worn down from the demands of touring while battling the years-long, exhausting imprisonment of my crippling addiction. The balding man and his not unattractive blonde wife, both in their mid-40s, had let me stay up all night in their flat shooting dope and occasionally taking a hit off the crack pipe. Shortly before midnight, the man had said, "Come on, let's go grab some cigarettes from the shop." When we returned to the modest-sized public housing apartment, I was greeted by the sight of the wife lying on the couch, dressed in lingerie, her bare breasts exposed, pretending to be asleep. The man had walked over to her and started squeezing and rubbing her tits while I stood there uncomfortably in the middle of the room. She began to quietly moan, and he said, "Nice, huh? Come on over here and get yourself a feel." It was an obvious setup, exactly the kind of situation I had lived for in my youth. But as an old man of 32, sex was the last thing on my mind. I shook my head, said, "No thanks, man, I'm good." Walked past them into the kitchen, put a small rock in the pipe, and hit it. 4 days later, standing in the rain and going into withdrawals, my intention was to catch a ride to Heathrow and then take the tube into London to buy some heroin from a Portuguese dealer named Juan Joseph I'd met on one of my many excursions to King's Cross, a notorious London neighborhood where I always scored when in the city. I would then take the train to Bristol. The Hypnotics bass player Craig Pike, my old connection in London, had overdosed and died a couple of years before. Now I habitually haunted this busy but shady neighborhood, scoring drugs whenever I was in town. In the several block radius around the large hub at the train station, you could almost always find someone selling drugs if you looked hard enough. Through the years, I'd formed regular connections with some street dealers I'd met at different times in the Cross. Out in front of the Ladbrokes betting shop, along the side street that paralleled the station, or near the porn magazine shop on the other side of it. Some would give me their phone number so we could hook up immediately when I was in need. Juan Joseph had actually taken me to where he lived, 3 long blocks from the station, so that I could go directly to his flat when I wanted to see him. My previous regular hookup was a young blonde punk kid in his early 20s. I had spotted him on the street one day and made him for either a dealer or a panhandler, and decided that even if he didn't have drugs, he'd sure as fuck know who out here did. Sure enough, when I'd approached him, he'd led me into an alley, unbuttoned his pants, and removed several balloons of heroin that he'd stuffed beneath the uncut foreskin of his dick. He kept them safely stashed there in case he was shaken down by the UK police, who at that time had the legal right to frisk anyone they cared to on the street, regardless of any evidence of wrongdoing. While walking together back to the bustling high street after doing our first deal, he'd asked me where I was from and what I was doing in London. I told him I was a singer from Seattle playing some shows. He stopped in his tracks straight away. "Fuck, Yank. I love all Seattle music. Look at this." He pulled up his sleeve to expose his arm. The kid was a cutter, something I'd only seen a couple times before. His forearm was covered with crude symbols and names carved into his skin with a razor and knife. He had messily cut into his flesh, "God bless Kurt," now manifesting as a large raised white scar. "Damn, dude, a tattoo would have been less painful," I said, knowing full well that had been the point. Shortly after parting company from that first encounter, I'd passed 2 cops myself. They'd quickly given me the once-over 2 or 3 times, turned around and started following me. I'd unfortunately had no choice but to quickly transfer the balloons previously held under the skin of his cock from my coat pocket to my mouth so I could swallow them if stopped, questioned, and frisked. To be caught with drugs in the UK meant not only jail time in what were said to be some of the Western world's shittiest prisons, especially for foreigners, but also most certainly a lifetime ban from the country. For this same reason, I always carried balloons and crack rocks in this fashion while out and about in America. At home in the US, I was often stopped and searched by cops. Wise to this common practice among street users and dealers, the police often asked me to open my mouth to show them if I was holding anything within. On the couple of occasions I'd had to swallow my stash with nothing more than my spit to help choke it down, I'd been compelled to search through my own shit in the days following in order to find the balloons or rocks within, they being more valuable than gold to me. My current Portuguese immigrant dealer wisely did not look the part. I'd met Juan Joseph when he'd actually approached me late one night while walking his dog on the King's Cross side streets. He'd seen me cruising the area, obviously looking for drugs. He told me to follow him a few blocks off the main drag to his flat, where he sold me dope and crack, gave me a clean rig, and allowed me to fix in his place. He had a thick accent that was difficult for me to follow word to word. He didn't shoot dope himself. Instead, he was one of a very small group of people I'd met throughout my shadow life that was addicted to shooting crack. Not coke, as was the norm, crack. In order to shoot crack, he had to break it down to liquid form. He first crushed the rock into something like a powder, then added citric acid like he did with dope. Instead of cooking it up, he just added cold water and continued to crush and swirl the now liquid with the plunger end of a syringe until it was a clear, not cloudy solution. When he tied off and did one of these shots of liquid crack, he immediately went into this crazed, fucked up, bizarre routine. As soon as the drug hit his bloodstream, his face contorted in a way totally mirroring that of a person with cerebral palsy. He'd stand up, and in a heavily animated and spastic manner, he would do a strange dance, falling around his kitchen, pulling violently and shamelessly at his dick through his baggy brown corduroy pants. In a loud voice, he would emphatically attempt to say something to me. Whatever it was Juan Joseph was trying to say, it took a Herculean amount of effort on his part just to spit it out as he struggled, stammered, and spasmed. Of course, through his twisted mouth and already thick accent, whatever he was loudly trying to say was impossible for me to understand. Not great company, but soaking wet from rain and the frozen cold pre-midnight air waiting for the bus to Heathrow Airport, I desperately needed to see him. If I didn't make my way onto this bus, I was fucked in the worst way. I stood waiting, shaking and shivering in the bitter November night air. An hour passed, then 2 hours, still no bus. Now I began to enter a fairly advanced state of withdrawal, stomach cramping, cold sweat covering my body, mixing with and joining the cold rain running off my face and pouring from my soaked, hatless head. Finally, a short time after midnight, a bus going to Heathrow pulled up and let a couple of people off. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a 10-pound note and started walking up the stairs. "Hey, mister, are you scheduled to take this bus? I don't see anyone on my list to be picked up here." "List?" I thought. "What the hell?" "Yes, I should be on the list." "Ticket?" he asked. "I forgot to bring it. Can I just give you cash?" "No, you cannot, mate. These buses are pre-ticketed, and my work ledger tells me this bus is fully booked to Heathrow. I've got people to pick up on the way. I can't take you." "How can I get a ticket?" "You have to go to the local bus station during normal working hours or pay for it by credit card over the phone. Now off you go." Well, that was fantastic news. I hadn't the slightest clue as to where the station was. It was obviously closed anyway, and I had never even owned a credit card my entire life. I walked back down the steps, then turned around and asked, "When is the next bus coming to this stop, sir?" 3:30, mate, but you won't get on it either unless you booked it in advance." With this distressing knowledge, I got off the bus. I considered my situation. Completely empty, rain-washed streets, no extra money for the train, only enough for one from London to Bristol. No idea where either a bus or train station was. No dope in the foreseeable future. Soaking wet, freezing, going into withdrawals. No phone, nor anyone to call. My options were extremely limited. I absolutely had to wait until the next bus at 3:30. I would try this again, but with a new strategy. I would play on the sympathies of the driver and hope that if the next one were not fully booked, a little bit of cash and a little bit of pity would net me a ride. As I stood in the increasingly biting cold air and rain, getting sicker by the minute, I silently cursed Wilkins and the rest of the entire goddamn band and crew. How hard would it have been to go an hour or two out of their way to drop me off where I could have taken a train directly to the huge station in King's Cross? None of those assholes had an ounce of compassion for my self-created plight. They had begun to refer to me behind my back as Mr. Burns, the old, bitter, bent-over and creepy boss on the Simpsons cartoon television program, slightly reminiscent of Klaus Kinski in the title role of Nosferatu the Vampire. I was admittedly getting skinnier and older looking by the day. I was constantly operating on no sleep, walking the local drug neighborhoods of every city and town we visited every minute of every night I was not required to be with the band. Not in order to get high, forget about that. It was in order to just stay well. Every day I was subsisting on the barest minimum of dope that I could get by on, carefully rationing every last grain. When I could afford it, I also needed crack, since I was obviously a fucking degenerate crackhead also. Every spare second was spent on my feet and wandering, haunted, sticking out like a raw cock in my by now filthy leather pants, eternally scanning the streets of the worst neighborhoods in every city we visited for more. I paced up and down the sidewalk behind the bus stop in the freezing rain. My hair and clothes were soaking wet, just the leather trousers not saturated with rainwater yet. Shaking, shivering, and occasionally gagging, on the verge of vomiting every second. I was constantly spitting out the thick, sick mucus that kept forming in my throat, a strong road sign that full-on withdrawals were right around the corner. If they came on before another bus showed up, there was no possible way any driver was going to let me on, regardless of my obvious charms. Every 5 minutes or so, I would try and sit for a moment on the slatted, rain-covered metal bench at the stop and attempt to relax, but it was so uncomfortable, and my already through-the-roof discomfort so high that I would inevitably stand right back up again. As the hours crawled by like an extra-wide tarantula, I began to shake uncontrollably. I could not stop. Just when I began thinking seriously about trying to find a hospital where I planned to desperately throw myself on the mercy of the emergency room staff, I saw the unmistakable high headlights of a bus shine against the boarded-up building at the end of the block. A bus pulled around the corner, stopping to let a few people off where I stood on the street, shaking like a victim of Parkinson's disease. After the last passenger got off, I quickly ran up the steps to where a kind-looking middle-aged female driver sat. I glanced at the clock on the dashboard. 3:30 a.m. My lord, lad, how long have you been in the rain? You're soaking wet. I tried to hide my severe discomfort and talk normally. A few hours, man. I'm so sorry to put this on you, but I'm in an emergency situation. I got a call before midnight that my mother had been in an auto accident and is in hospital in London. They told me to come straight away as she might not make it through the night. I know I need a ticket for this bus, but it was after hours and I had no way to get one. I can pay cash. If I could just get to Heathrow, I could take the tube into the city. I pray to God I'm not too late. I poured out this river of horse shit as fast as I could, thinking I might puke at any second from the effort it took just to talk at all. With a sincere look of horror and empathy, she said, "Oh my, I'm so sorry, son. Please take the first seat behind me. This bus is mainly unbooked to Heathrow. And don't worry about payment. This is an emergency." I nodded my thanks and sat painfully down in the seat. I held my face against the window to feel the heat blowing up from the side of the cushion while fighting the urge to vomit. By the time the bus arrived at Heathrow, it was daylight, and I was now on the verge of serious withdrawals. I knew from experience that my body had been generating a gut full of midnight black venom for hours now. It took every bit of strength I had to not start shitting and vomiting it up. But I knew no matter what, my body would soon begin to successfully purge. I walked to the tube station, trying as hard as I could to literally hold my shit together. I got onto the train headed into King's Cross. It was morning rush hour, and getting off the crowded, standing room only train, I fought my way through the mob in a hurry to get to their jobs, being physically knocked around from person to person like a human pinball, a raw, skinless human pinball of all exposed nerves. The last 3 blocks to my dealer's flat were the harshest. I had to stop frequently due to the severe contractions in my stomach up through my esophagus and the brutal cramping of all my limbs. A block from this place, I finally could not hold back any longer. I began to projectile vomit so hard that it took me to my knees, then flat out on the ground. Despite the fact that I had not eaten any food in 2 days, up came copious quantities of pure black liquid. I could not believe I had come so far and gotten so close just to come up short here, practically on the doorstep of the doctor. Scatman Crothers and Stanley Kubrick's film The Shining flashed through my brain. He'd flown all the way from Florida to Colorado, had taken a snowplow and driven in a blizzard all the way up to the Overlook Hotel to try and save the kid Danny, only to be axed as soon as he got through the door. I highly doubted any children's lives would be saved by my demise here, less than a block from the dealers. I spasmed like a jellyfish on my side upon the hard concrete sidewalk, puking uncontrollably. Cheers.
You too, Atlanta. Yeah, I'm back finally. Sorry to pause Mark puking. I can do the sound effect. Let me get some coffee into me and I'll be up and good. Should we go with this or something with Tom Grant in the meantime or something else? Oh, we should listen to that Dylan Carlson interview, actually, that was recent that he did. I know there's that annoying music in the background, but that's how they put it out on a DVD, apparently. Yeah, it is. I want to find that and go over it just a sec. All right, sweet. I will go up and I'll look at that. Sec. Just looking for that from Dylan. Look through my playlist. Here we go. Very good.
Now I'm their boy.
To like almost like love it. Like now you kind of have to sort of like be industrious and thoughtful.
Just a sec.
But BD just came out with 4 new.
I cannot find the right one.
For better or for worse, I guess it's something that I've had to carry around and deal with over the course of Earth's history. Was my, personal friendship with Kurt Cobain and the unfortunate circumstances surrounding his death. I've never really talked about it. As a musician and someone in the public eye, it's like, there's still certain things in your life that you keep private, and grief to me is one of them. There's no way to stop people from saying, hurtful and cruel things about the situation, and especially about my involvement in the situation. And the idea that I would be involved in, murdering my best friend is ridiculous. Yes, I was a drug addict, but there are plenty of drug addicts that don't murder people or murder their friends. It doesn't mean that you abandon all moral behavior or your moral compass. That's the thing that's, to me, the most tragic is just the things that Kurt thought were so impossible to deal with were such phantoms, and he could have easily dealt with them. That's why I still will never understand suicide. It's just I know it's a cliche, that permanent solution to temporary problems, but it's so true. It's if he'd realized his own sense of agency and his own sense of power and the fact that he could deal with all of those things, it would have been very different. I guess the one thing too that's always been frustrating is the part of grief that you can't really be public about grief anyway, and then a grief with a historical figure, but then the anger portion of grief. I don't know why Kurt chose to involve me in purchasing the firearm that he ended up using on himself.
Yes, you do. He was afraid of prowlers, remember? He even said that to Tom Grant, so he's going back on that word now, too.
But he did, and so it's almost why? Why did you dump me in this? sometimes I almost even forget when we've been on tour and stuff. Like, I'll always be really surprised when suddenly some like Nirvana fan shows up and wants to like get stuff signed by Lori. Like, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. It was this tragic thing that happened, and we both had to move on. It's funny, like, you know, you get the grieving process, the little booklet, you know, that has like a little bit, you know, many steps there are, and like, but then you realize, oh, you don't go through it just once. It's like this constant little cycle that you go through over time, and eventually it's like less and less and less and less and less and less and less, but it's like it never's gone. It's just all, it just gets more bearable, I guess. I haven't let it define me or define my career or define my path or stop me from doing what I have always done.
They should have turned that music down a lot in that audio clip video. That's the way they put it out on the DVD. Yeah, you can hear it. Beth, I finally got your messages. All right, Elena, we'll talk to you soon. We'll probably still be here. What were we? Oh, yeah. Let's see. I guess I'll pause in between and speak about things. I'm just kind of waking up a little bit more. Let's see. Love you too, Elena. And yeah, Dylan. And he just went back on things that, you know, he should obviously know are already out there, which is not smart for him either, but that's good for us. One moment. I think we're going to take a break right now just to have a smoke and listen to a quick song. Let's go with Godsmack. Yeah.
I try to do all those things the best I can. No matter how I try, I find my way into the same old jam. Good times, bad times, you know I've had my share. When a woman gets told for right out my hand and I still don't see, yeah. 16, I fell in love with a girl as sweet as could be. She only took a couple of days till she was rid of me. Swore that she would be all mine and love me to the end. When I whispered in her ear, I lost another friend. Oh, good times, bad times, you know I've had my share. When a woman lets on for a bad man, I still don't seem to care. Nothing said of no argument and bitter love. But without a kiss again, dragged it through the mud. Yelling at brick walls and trail windows made of stone.
Yeah, that's all he does too. He doesn't even sing. I've never heard him sing.
Nothing ever stops all these thoughts and the pain attached to them. Sometimes I wonder why this is happening. It's like nothing I can do to distract me when I think of how I shot myself in the back again. It's only infinite words I can say. I put all the pain you gave to me on display, but didn't realize instead of setting it free, I took what I hated and made it a part of me. Never goes away.
Yeah, even the artwork, even like Callie's artwork, so plain and stupid, boring. I'm just gonna have a smoke. Mm-hmm.
Crash on the last flash. I know you're
Could be wrong. I could be right. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be right. I could be black. I could be white. I could be right. I could be wrong. I could be white. I could be black. Your time has come. Your second skin. The cost so high, the gain so low. Walk through the valley. The written word is a lie. May the road rise with you. May the road rise with you. May the road rise with you. Could be wrong. could be right. Could be wrong. I could be right.
Let me try something here. Just try. Let me try this.
I could be wrong, I could be right. I could be black, I could be white. I could be right, I could be wrong. I could be black, I could be white. They put a hot wire to my head because of the things I didn't say. And make these feelings go away. I don't see this in every way. I could be right. Could be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. I could be right. I could be black. I could be white. I could be right. I could be wrong. Could be black. I could be white. Your time has come. Your second skin. Cost so high. The game so low. Walk through alley. The written word is a lie. Rise with you. And the road rise with you. And the road rise with you. And the road rise with you.
The All About New event.
There's no sound at all. You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So you can hear me? Could you hear that? The music? Are you able to hear the music behind my voice when I play it? That? All right, sweet, sweet. All right, here we go with this. I'm just going to smoke. Maybe you're in a different read. She can't hear me, or he. Can someone type as I smoke this? Maybe they're in a different region. That's why they can't hear it. I'm gonna smoke weed, and we'll play this video with the sound. Thank you, Nirvana. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'll do so right now. There we go. Unsolved Mysteries. Mark Rangan's the guy. There we go. Good, Al. Good, good. Yeah. Yeah, you probably hit the mute button accidentally. One moment here. It really paints the whole picture when you look at all these images like this and really take it in and have some good music to help take it in. Really got to find the right kind of a song.
Wait, you didn't tell me about this.
Well, I'm telling you now, but honestly, you should have asked. Check out.
Or we'll just listen to a happy song. Tammy Hill, Mark Lanigan's autobiography. She's the one that he was the close one of the people that he gave a shout out to in his book. And she was the one giving the Unsolved Mysteries tips from 1997, saying the killer is Mark, but not giving his last name, and saying that he's a close associate of Kurt's, and that he left a silver ear clip or ring at the scene. And that was what Mark was wearing during those years.
My fashion sense is a little whack, and my friends are just as screwy as me. I didn't go to boarding schools. Preppy girls never looked at me. Why should they?
That is Benita Kelsey, Bonnie Dillard. Tammy Hill, yeah, his girlfriend from high school. Oh, yeah. Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
There's no reason, there's no compromise, changing seasons, living the high life. I don't know you, so don't freak on me. I can't control you. You're not my destiny. Straight out of line, I can't find a reason why I should justify my ways.
How fast can you buy home insurance from Square One?
Okay, I'll check out your video. Yeah, for sure. All right, check it out. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. It is important. It's been so many 31 years. It's important. It's important now more than ever. Awesome. All right, I will. And the actual murderers are people like Mark Vandigan and Dylan right there. That's all right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Right? Where the heck did his silver earring go? Probably in the corner of the greenhouse somewhere. I think so. I think that's why Tammy would have spoken about it as well. I think that's why Tammy spoke about that in the tip and Unsolved Mysteries as well in 1997. Yeah, and Mark would speak with Tammy Hill about everything. I think she mentioned that in the Unsolved Mysteries tips from 1997 for a reason. I think he told her that it was probably ripped out of his ear, or that she might have not remembered the actual full conversation. It could have been the basement. It could have been the greenhouse, right? It could have been either place. Yeah, it was. Tammy Hill was Mark Lanigan's girlfriend from high school. And he was also mentioned in his, she was also mentioned in his autobiography, Sing Backwards and Weep, the memoir. But yeah, she was the person giving the Unsolved Mysteries tips in 1997 about Mark being the killer. And she was also Mark's girlfriend from high school. Right. Right. She would have noticed that. I don't think he was still with her at the time, but I think he told her stuff. That's what I think happened. Because I don't think they were still together. I think they were just together in like high school. Yeah, that was probably Bonnie Dillard. I have a lot of rare photos in here that No one has shared anywhere.
Here lies a city on fire, singing along. The arson is quiet. Now here
We should. We should do a Zoom chat together, looking at it, all the evidence, and looking more into it.
into the dark. Now here I go. There is a river I found into the wild, under the ground. So here I go. The button on the string, and I heard everything. Now here I go. Sweet ignition, beat my fuse. You have no choice, you have to choose. Bid farewell to yesterday. Say goodbye, I'm on my way. In the end, we all from what's come before, so here.
Right? I will ask Joe if there was a ring or a silver ear clip in the basement, because that's where he was. If he says, oh yeah, there was, and we picked it up and remembers something, that would be intense. That'd be crazy. Bonnie Dillard, Courtney and Lottie and Dylan. I'm gonna put on a happy song with this. But really, fuck, it's sad for Dave and Chris. They're like hostages of this crime, just like Kurt is. Yeah, he's not. And you would always wear the same one.
Marky got with Sharon, and Sharon got Sharia. She was sharing Sharon's outlook on the topic of disease.
By the way, this person singing in the song, talking, that's Gibby Haynes from the Butthole Surfers. And he was in rehab with Kurt Cobain in Exodus, and he was speaking with Kurt about the whole wall thing. Remember, someone jumping over it? That's him speaking in this song right here.
Mikey had a facial scar, and Bobby was a racist. They were all in love with Brian. They were doing it in Texas. Tommy played piano
piano like a kid out in the rain, and then he lost his leg in Dallas. He was dancing with the train. They were all
Tommy plays the piano. Thomas Schoenberger.
Tommy played piano like a kid out in the rain, and then he lost his leg in Dallas. He was dancing with the train. They were all in love with dying. They were drinking from a fountain that was pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain. I don't mind the sun sometimes, the images it shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes. Cinnamon and sugar.
It shouldn't cover illegal activities.
Just how to look
NDA is not an excuse, no.
I'll never hesitate because I'm too good for that. I'll never show restraint because there's no need for that. I know everyone. I've been everywhere. I know everything because I'm everybody. We came to take control. We came to sell you freedom. We came to burn you down. We came to brainwash children. And it's not our fault. It's just your own new suicide. Where we belong, there's no one to hurt. It's someplace where we can't be found. Where we belong.
And that's happening again with the Who Killed Kurt thing.
It's that time again. Can we get it right? He wants us to evolve, to set the world on fire. We won't show restraint because we like the violence. We are security, wrapped in our brutality.
They were all manipulated and lied to. And then you get them on the under the NDA, and they can't say anything from there. But first, you manipulate them to get them to agree to be a part of it. We're going with some Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack. Mhm. Mm. I really hope not, with Chris Novoselic at least. You know. I know Chris is good in my heart. Elena, hello. Happy Sunday, Elena, and everybody.
Everybody gather around, come and listen to me.
We love you too.
You wanna know what I know, you wanna see what I see. Pay your money and you take your chance. When you decide to do the downward dance, never even give it half a glance. Something happens all the time, you're gonna like it to see. Wouldn't miss it for the world if you know what I mean. Oh, hey, take your chance. When you decide to do the downward dance, know you'll be a slave to circumstance. When you go into the downward dance, never even give it half a glance.
What if we told you that the hottest casino in town was actually
Courtney Love. Oh my God.
Walking after dark in the park. That's one holy in the holies of old. Our Christian soldier filled with carrying control. The bullet running red. The bullet that you asked for killing you to death unless you saw it.
Right, and apparently that was at the airport and many people seen it, but nobody else has talked about seeing it. Love you, Elena. We love you, and we're here. We're like a borderline family. Thank you, Elena. We all are, and we're remembering. Well, we're digging up more from the past and remembering our own altogether. And hopefully you're more in a state to remember even the spiritual lucid dreaming stuff, which would be great. I hope so.
Don't wanna wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract.
Right.
Best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit. Let shit slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit talking that shit. It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one through the plane, leaves with the bloodstain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better watch your back, cause I'm fucking up your program. And you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. Let shit slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip. It's all about the he
About that recently too, and he was just laughing about it in court and everything, and this meeting in public. It was really rude. I can't believe he was like that. Elena, you too.
You make me completely miserable. Stuck to a chair, watching this story about me.
believes if you want something done right, do it yourself.
Do it yourself. Let's go with some Sum 41 with this video.
So what am I fighting for? More, and I'm not gonna
Right?
let
What
this
the
go.
heck?
I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. Days that I think I'm crazy. All the days nothing seems to phase. Nothing more and nothing less, just all the fears that I must confess. Well, I'm afraid I believe in nothing. No hopes left me dead naive, and not to mention I'm losing count of all my blessings. It's all that I've done, it's too late. I can't take back all that I have become. So all that I'm trying to say, I'm looking for a better way. But some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more, and I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. Another day in the right direction. I'm okay, but I'm left to question. How did I get so far behind the rest? Why am I so inclined to forget all the days that you made me crazy? Nowadays you don't even faze me. It's all the same, and I don't stress none. Sick and tired of all this tension. It's all that I've done, it's too late. I can't take back all that I have become. So what I'm trying to say, I'm looking for a better way. Some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more, and I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. Get ready, cause this is war. Get ready, cause this is war. All that I'm trying to say, I'm looking for a better way. But some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more, and I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. Some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. Get ready, cause this is war.
Interesting. I'm reading.
I will make it go away. You can't be here no more. Take the other way. I will so hard.
He does have a scary, monstrous, kind of villain kind of face. Let's go with some Linkin Park. a song called "No One Is Listening." Nobody's listening.
Yo, just got all the kids checking for it. The number one question is how could you ignore it? And drop right back in the cut. Over basement tracks, rap stack, got you backing this up like rewind that. We're just rolling with the rhythm. Rise from the ashes of stylistic division. With these non-stop lyrics of life living. Not to be forgotten, but still unforgiven. But in the meantime, there are those who want to talk this and that. So I suppose that it gets to a point where Balin's gotta get hurt and get dirty with the people spreading the dirt. It goes like you give you warning, but everyone ignores me. Told you everything loud and clear, but nobody's listening.
And as you're listening to Chester, think about Anthony Bourdain and Mark Lanigan. Kate Spade.
Isaac Clapton.
After he's standing with Danny up. Yep.
Because all of this stress gave me something to ride on. Pain gave me something I can set my sights on. Never forget the blood, sweat, and tears. The uphill struggle over years. The fear and trash talking and the people it was to. And the people that started it just like you. Try to give you warning, but everyone ignores me. Told you everything loud and clear, but nobody's listening. Called you out so clearly, but you don't want to hear me. Told you everything loud and clear, but nobody's listening.
Well, hopefully people listen to this. So we put it together in Mark's autobiography last night. Kristen Paff was to hang out with Mark Lanigan when she got back to Seattle in June of 1994, the second week of June of 1994. When did Kristen Paff die? She died the second week of June 1994. And in that chapter, Mark was talking about how Kristen called her and wanted to date her and meet up with him when she returned back.
Heart full of pain, head full of stress, handful of anger held in my chest. Uphill struggle, blood, sweat, and tears. Been to gain everything to fear. Heart full of pain, head full of stress, handful of anger held in my chest. Uphill struggle, blood, sweat, and tears.
It's so big.
Everything to fear.
Look how- Hopefully people do it. I'm in the NA stuff too. I have to actually read the book just for today every day with my sponsor, but I've been missing out on that. I've known my sponsor since grade 1.
Hello there, the angel from my nightmare, the shadow in the background of the moor, the unsuspecting victim of darkness in the valley. We can live like Jack and Sally if we want, where you can always find me. And we'll have Halloween on Christmas, and in the night we'll wish this never ends. We'll wish this never ends.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep, I cannot dream. I need somebody and always. This sick, strange darkness comes creeping on, so haunting every time. And as I stared, I counted the webs from all the spiders, catching things and eating their insides, like indecision to call you. And hear your voice of treason. Will you come home and stop this pain tonight? Stop this pain tonight. waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head.
I really feel that about Danny and Joe. You're already the voice inside my head. I want to share a song that my friend Mike shared with me in 2011. He was on a few movies like Fly Away Home and It Takes Two with Mary-Kate and Ashley. He was on some TV shows like Erie, Indiana and Goosebumps in the 90s. And he died in a shelter just 3 years ago, from a fentanyl overdose. He was in the Goosebumps episode Bride of the Living Dummy. And he shared this song with me years before he died, so I want to share it here. And it's called Now by the band called Stained.
Yes, I understand every life must end. as we sit alone, I know someday we must go on.
Rewrite real quick with AI.
Let's not play Pearl Jam, actually. Kurt did not like that band. Skip. Right.
From the picture on the wall to the bedposts that touch them all. This is where I live. This is where I do. How do you say it's any other way? This is where I live. This is what I do best. Dream so much of waiting to all that's beautiful.
This world is gone. But you don't have to go. You're feeling sad, you're feeling lonely, and no one seems to care. Your mother's gone and your father hits you. This pain you cannot bear. But we all bleed the same way as you did. And we all have the same things to go through. Oh, if you feel like letting go. Hold on, it gets better than you know. Days you seem to wait too long, but tonight you can't sleep at all. Hold on, and you're not sure what you're waiting for, but you don't want to know more. You're not sure what you're looking for, but you don't want to know more. But we all feel the same way as you do. And we all have the same things to go through.
I was just wondering if
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, my sponsor's name is Brian. He actually lives somewhere where Mikey Mike lives. Yes.
A little bit of loneliness, a little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I'm what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm here 'cause you're all that I got. I can't stand the way I do. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. Time won't take. Just give me to. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be understand and do what I can. Sometimes I don't make sense. I wish you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So I go watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here 'cause you're all that I got. Well, I never seen us act like this. All kids, and now show us something or two. Not only weapons are the guns of use, and for the time for the tighten the noose. Then the hard will be on for you. The red flag will never meant the same. No. Making Vegas almost.
I can't really, if I was probably able to get out of this area, which I don't like, and close to my family, which are like 3 hours away, it would.
Games you play, you're messing with my head. You're messing with my head. And I don't know why I say I should leave instead. Should leave instead. When I speak from my heart, you laugh like it's a game. This ain't no game. Yeah, we make great friends, but it just isn't the same. Oh, and I know this is not the way it should be. And I know you treat him like me. But I don't wanna stop. Don't wanna stop. Don't wanna stop. Don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop. Don't wanna.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. Oh man, I don't think I want to get into that topic right yet, but yeah, there's a lot to that. Goosebumps. Good night, Rob. It's morning here, 9:36. Good night. Have a good time in Met B, the astral plane. It might be daytime when you go to sleep and you're in the dreaming state. So just be aware of that.
Snap the show, choppy boys in a sloppy flow. Shotgun opera locking low. Cock it back and then watch it go. Mama help me, I've been cursed. Candy paint on his brand new hearse. Can't contain him, he knows he works. This hurts, I won't lie. Doesn't matter how hard I try. Half the words don't mean a thing, and I know that I won't be satisfied. So why try ignoring it? Make your dirt dance flow. Up it out when they bring that chorus in. I bleed it out, take it deeper, just to throw it away. I bleed it out, take it deeper, just to throw it away. I bleed it out, take it deeper, just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. Whether it's a pair of running shoes.
Good night. Thank you.
Get the perform.
I might pass out soon, but I'll text you back. If only they would pick up on it. We basically pulled off a mind freak here. 31 years, 32 years almost in the making. Morgan, Unsolved Mysteries, Tammy Hill. To Kurt, I'm sorry. Or just his recorded testimony. Awesome, awesome. What's your criminal name? Yeah, that's awesome. I'd like a guinea pig. That's sweet. Here's the mind freak we pulled off on this channel. Mark Lanigan, Unsolved Mysteries. Tammy Hill, his girlfriend from high school. And Shelby the turtle. Here we go.
My ego pushes you. It's never satisfied. My will is cutting through. I see the truth inside. Don't think it's killing you. Cause soon I think I'll fight. You are the voice you hear. Screaming inside your mind. I get to touch your mind. Look hard to find, it's deep in your mind. It's easier to hate. Convictions are strong, your cure for wrong. Desperate want to be. Masses shed inside. Open up your eyes, broken cold, seeing your blind sight.
Yeah.
Look hard to find what's in your mind. It's easier than
That's a murder.
you kill off your own. Just want to be. That's the shade inside. Open up your eyes. Broken colors. Seeing your blind sight.
Take charge of your health with the #1 doctor.
You mean the drawings of Courtney's? I'll do that. I can post it on the wall. Yeah, I'll do that later, yeah. Oh no, that was a light that was installed after. Those were Courtney's drawings, and they were from years after. So yeah, those were from like years after those drawings. Oh no, that was the back view you were seeing of that photo of the greenhouse, not the front view. Oh, before that.
Please, tell me about this.
Well, I'm telling you now, but honestly, if you should have asked, check out.
No, it was, years. I think they were before. I'm pretty sure it was before. Maybe I was just assuming. Yeah, I went to the high school where these people formed, Norwood.
We take every feeling that I get, but I haven't missed you yet. Every roommate kept awake by every sigh and scream we make. All the feelings that I get, but I still don't miss you yet. Only when I stop to think about it. I hate everything about you. Why do I love you? I hate everything about you. Why do I Every time we lie awake, after every hit we take, every feeling that I get, but I haven't missed you yet. Only when I stop to think about it. I hate everything about you. Why do I love you? I hate everything about you. Why do I love you? When I stop to think about you, I know only when you stop to think about me, do you I hate everything about you. Why do I love you? You hate everything about me. Why do you love me? I hate, hate,
All right, I think I'm gonna end there for right now and have some breakfast. It is Sunday. Sunday, March 8th, 10:05 a.m. here. I have to get something. We're gonna order something to eat. Cause I am hungry as fuck. I'm a hungry hippo. All right, Elizabeth, I'll text you back and I'll see you all soon. Yeah, Lana, we love you. And we'll see you probably this evening. Sometime this evening. I'll see you all this evening. Thank you. You too. I'm gonna have breakfast and then pass out. I'll be up and I'll watch TV for a bit and smoke and then stream. I'll be back then. All right. I'll see you all later. Have a good day and we love you. We're all like a family here, so we love you all. All of us. All right. Have a good day, everybody. I'm going to bed. First, I'm having breakfast. See you. Take care.